Calvin Ridley is back. Calvin Ridley, 8 catches for 100 yards, played very well. We saw Tank Bigsby at the goal line. He made some nice plays. Trevor Lawrence making some great throws. Jags are what we expected them to be. And then for the Colts, it looks like they got their guy. Anthony Richardson played very well. Out of all the rookies that started, I think he played the best. He had some nice runs as well as some good throws to Michael Pittman. Michael Pittman looks like he's made a bit of a leap as well. So promising for both teams. You picked the Jags. I think I was leaning more Colts in our preview here, but overall, this feels like a couple years down the line, this is going to be the divisional matchup that's highly contested each game. I like Shane Steichen and some of his play calls for the Colts. I think they're going to be really good. I mean, maybe this isn't their year quite yet, but I think next year we're going to start to think of Colts and Jags as a pivotal matchup.
Yeah, and you said you're leaning Colts, and then you brought up some history and you brought some records, and I was like, no, this is the year where the Jaguars are like, we're going to go on the road versus division rival. It's going to be a tough, gritty game in week 1, and I thought this game was going to be a war. This was honestly my favorite game of the week, just because we saw Calvin Ridley go out there and be dominant, and then not a ton of the pieces around him were that dominant for the Jacksonville Jaguars, but Doug Peterson's run calling and play calling looked nice. Trevor Lawrence made some throws where I'm like, okay, that's absolutely ridiculous. And I know the new trend is short quarterbacks, but however, it does help when your quarterback is tall, and he's been a generational talent since high school. Trevor Lawrence is who we thought he is. And then year 2, I thought he had a better year 2 than Josh Allen. And then this year, he finally got his guy in Calvin Ridley, where he's someone who can make a play out of nothing. With Christian Kirk last year, it was a lot of we have to drive the ball down the field. This offense is going to be a lot more explosive. Calvin Ridley's going to make everyone else around him, he's going to make their jobs easier. And then Trevor Lawrence was making all the throws he needed to make. They fell behind in this game. They had some bad turnovers, but they were able to recover from it. Trevor Lawrence threw that interception, but went off the receiver's hands. Not much you can do there. However, they stayed steady, won a close game, and the Jags defense made some plays when they needed to make some plays. Trayvon Walker looked a little bit better, looks improved this year than he did last year, was able to put some pressure on Richardson. With the Colts, I was impressed with Michael Pittman. I thought he was a little bit more explosive than he has been in the past. It looks like he's improved in the offseason. However, with Anthony Richardson, he played well, but I'm worried, because they don't have a run game. Jonathan Taylor doesn't want to be there. He's out for the first 4 weeks, so there's going to be a lot of pressure for him to run the ball. And then the fact that he took a hit that knocked him out of the game in week 1, it's going to be a long rookie season for him this year. That definitely concerns me. I'm not concerned about Trevor staying healthy, because he's a guy who wants to just sit in the pocket. He made some runs when he needed to pick up some yards, but he also is very aware of how to protect himself. With Anthony Richardson, it was a lot of, I'm dropping the shoulder. It's very reckless, and I'm just worried about his longevity, especially because they don't have a run game, and they're not re-signing Jonathan Taylor, and they don't seem too interested in doing that and getting him the contract he wants. So encouraged but discouraged with the Colts, if that makes sense. And then the Jags, this is what I thought they would do. It was a very impressive win on the road for them. Got a big week next week, so we'll see what they do.
Yeah.